On this episode of Money and Violence. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna do a review on Money and Violence episode 7. And I'm also basically gonna do a review on season 2. I'm a Virgo and I tend to be a critic. What I tend to do is I tend to be a fan of things, and I start to point out things that I don't like. And that's just my nature, man. I don't really mean no harm. I don't consider myself a negative person, but I always do that. I always find things I don't like about stuff. But I voice them. But if I didn't like stuff, I wouldn't be interested in it. So I am interested. I do like Money and Violence. I am a fan of Money and Violence. Season 2. What I like about season 2 is well, it still the show still grabs my attention. The show is still interesting. What I like about season 2 is hard. I'm gonna tell you the characters that I like on season 2. I like Bars. I like the other guy that got out of prison too. Well, I like him. He's not a bad character. I like Rafe's character. Well, season 2, season 1, Rafe character still pretty much the same. Who else I like? Shane, Kane. The thing about Kane, I like the fact that he's sticking up for himself now. I like that about Kane. What else? The storyline is kind of interesting, and I'll leave it at that on the stuff that I like. Okay, it's kind of interesting, but it keeps me watching. I'll tell you that, and it keeps a lot of us watching. But I'm gonna go into what I don't like, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't like, and I think they can improve on. First of all, I think they messed up when they didn't just pick up right after season 1 ended. What I'm saying is they didn't continue the storyline of season 1. That's where I think they messed up. Money and Violence has gone all over the place in season 2. They got like seven different things going on, and they dragging it out. And you shouldn't be dragging a 1 hour episode out the way they do. Like I said, they got 7 different scenarios going on, and they totally skip ignoring the fact how season 1 ended. For an example, how season 1 ended with Rafe and Chopper, with Rafe getting shot. Chopper shooting Rafe. So I'm expecting the drama to still be with Chopper and Rafe, but there's no drama with Chopper and Rafe. Rafe just totally forgot about being shot by this dude and just going on to some old other shit. I don't like that. That's one strike right there. Another strike, the beef between Shane and Ty. That shit was getting hot in season 1. That shit was hot. I mean, it was at the height of hot when Shane finally smartened up and confronted this nigga Ty and was like, yeah, Ty, I know what you've been up to. It's on, nigga, when I see you. Season 2, they just totally abandoned that story. They dropped the ball on that. Strike 2. They dragging this shit out, man. All right. Those two scenarios was heated. Was the reason you tuned in. And then you got, and also the Miz and the Jamaicans. That's 3 scenarios that they totally forgetting about. That made season 1 hot. You got Miz and the Jamaicans, and I hate the fact that they killed Mags off season 1 because he seemed to be a seasoned actor. Seemed to be real. He was a natural. I put it that way. Anyway, Miz and the Jamaicans was going at it. So season 2, they abandoned that shit. So that's 3 scenarios. Like I said, they totally fucking it up. And that's why a lot of fans are complaining. Because, season 1, Miz was a boss. Miz was a beast. Season 2, Rafe is dumbing down Miz a little bit. I don't like that. Rafe is establishing himself over Miz by being the brains of the you can tell Rafe is dumbing down Miz in the script. You can tell. I mean, shit that Miz should know better. Shit that Miz should know better not to do. Rafe got him doing dumb shit, like yelling in the hallway about how he got money in the fucking bag with Maddie. Miz don't do shit like that. That Rafe putting that bullshit script, writing that bullshit Miz doing. I don't like that. Rafe, like I said, making Miz dumb by thanking for Miz. Like, in a couple scenes where Rafe have to remind Miz to pay his connect, and I think that's bullshit too. Miz should be smarter than that, So it's just, I don't like how Rafe putting himself above Miz in the script, man. I don't like that. They should be equal. You don't never hear Miz straighten Rafe shit out. You don't never hear Miz correcting Rafe. It's always Rafe correcting Miz, making Miz look like a dumbass. And I don't like the fact that Miz has no chemistry. Do anybody else find it strange that Miz has no chemistry with this beautiful woman that's supposed to be his girl or side chick or whatever? I don't know. But I find it strange that they have no chemistry whatsoever together. Miz don't even hug the bitch. Don't even get a bitch a kiss on the cheek. He only spends time, I feel, he only spends time enough with her so so she won't complain because he's stashing all his shit over there. I don't know. I just find that strange. You got a beautiful woman here, and you have no chemistry with this woman. You don't want to hug. You don't want to kiss her. You don't do. That's some gay shit to me, man. I don't like that. Damn. Bitch can't even get a hug. And that's unrealistic too. This shit at least supposed to have some authentic realism to it, right? Come on now. You mean to tell me you got a bad bitch right here and you ain't showing her no type of love, nigga? Come on, man. Fuck out of here. We grown men, right? Shit. Our dick get hard, right? We get horny, right? Come on, dog. That's some even Rafe was showing, Rafe was he showed interest in, the chick he was trying to get with. What's her name? I can't call her name at this point. It ain't Shay. It's the other girl. But anyway. So yeah. And like I said, a lot of the new characters are weak, except for Bars. Another thing I didn't like, China's, another scenario that they dropped the ball on. That was from season 1. China's relationship with this plug. they didn't really show in season 2. You would think China would be still. They didn't really show how did fucking China start having. They didn't really show China started having feelings for this guy. In season 1, they were showing China was going out with this guy trying to get information. Now season 2, all of a sudden China head over heels for this nigga. I'm like, did I miss some episodes? Cause where this shit come from? Don't China supposed to be a motherfucking hustler? China supposed to be a vet in the street, vet doing this shit. How the fuck she gonna fall for this nigga? They never show how she fell for this nigga. That acting that they did was poor in season 1. With the China and that dude, China and her boyfriend in season 1, that was probably the weakest link as far as acting. Cause that shit was lame as fuck. To be honest, that shit was lame. How they chemistry operated. That shit was weak. And all of a sudden now China's head over heels for this nigga. And the first violence we get, people was complaining about, the show, all it's money and talk now. Cause there ain't no violence. And the first piece of violence we get was when Rafe and Miz go up on the plug, on China's plug, go up on him. And the shit was like 30 seconds. It was lame. It was weak. Y'all did all that build up for that weak ass violent drama. I didn't understand that. I was expecting a better performance as far as how they was gonna get into the dude house, what they was gonna do, asked to do, what they was gonna, the scenario between when they get in the house, how they was gonna, approach dude. It was weak. It was weak. They hit the guy over the head, and the guy's in a coma, and China's all crying. That was weak, man. They could have did a better job with that whole scenario. Let's talk about the club shooting scene. And if y'all don't realize, Boone kind of looked like Young Buck. But have y'all noticed Boone been calling Ray's name like when he shoots somebody? Y'all notice? I don't know if that's a flaw in the script or what, but when Boone shot that other weak ass, and then there was another weak ass scene too. Season 1 had better scenarios for violence. Season 1's violence was more realistic, more realistic and more better. Season 2's violence don't make no fucking sense, and it's dumb. Okay. The whole thing with this, they at the club, right? You got the square nigga Joe with the nigga Ray that mumbles when he talk, and you got this nigga Boone, right? So they coming out the club, and the whole scenario where Ray got beef with some just standby, the nigga that's a standby by itself. That whole scenario was lame as fuck too, because they supposedly had beef, right? No punches was ever thrown, but all of a sudden this guy needs to die for some reason. Just a stranger just needs to die. No punches was thrown. The fucking confrontation was weak as hell. It ain't like the dude was cussing him out and dissing him and telling him how he was gonna fuck him up. It was just like Ray walking up to, yo, you got a problem? Yo, you staring and all that. And boom, just kill him. What? What, dog? Really? They just had a little, that shooting wasn't even called for, man. It wasn't no punches thrown, no nothing. It just, you got a problem with me, man? You staring at me? Then boom, just kill the guy. What kind of weak shit is that, man? That didn't make no. That was totally fucking weak, man. And the way Boone shot him, he could have like killed Ray the way he shot him. It was so unreal. It was so whack. How you gonna shoot a guy right in front of your man? I mean, how you know the bullets would have? How you know the bullets wouldn't have went through the guy you shot and went and hit Ray? It was just stupid. It was just dumb. I mean, Boone could have killed Ray shooting the fucking guy Ray had confrontation with. And then the thing about it, Boone yells, "Ray, come on!" in front of everybody. Now when the police come, all they gotta do is say, "Okay, I know the guy named Ray," cause the stupid ass Boone calling names out of shit after he killed somebody. "Ray, come on!" If I were Ray, I would have said, "Okay, Boone." "All right, Boone, I'm coming." Stupid motherfuckers. And that ain't the first time Ray called his name. Yeah, well, that is the first time Ray called his name. But Ray called this nigga name again when he shot Joe. Ray shot Joe. Boone shot Joe. Boone called Ray name again when he shot Joe. "Ray, come on, man." Really, dog? Really? So somebody around, all they hearing is Ray name. Ray. Who's this Ray? And that thing, you know, Ray ass getting locked up cause of Boone. And Ray doing all this shit trying to tell me, "I'm trying to protect you, Boone." Nigga, Boone, send your dumb ass up. But I don't know if that was a flaw in the script or he just trying to make Boone look like a dumbass. Both of them dumbasses. Cause Ray should have corrected him like, "Nigga, don't be saying my fucking name." You know? And another thing, man. This issue with these squares and street cats. First of all, street cats do not hang with square ass niggas, man. I don't know what school this shit come from, but street niggas do not hang with square ass dudes. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't sell drugs, right? You doing some type of dirt. Street niggas are not good niggas, dog. Street niggas are not real stand-ups, good niggas. I'm telling you. They got some dirt. They doing some type of dirt. So you can't really trust anybody, really. But street niggas are not the moral authority to be hanging with, dog. So this whole thing with a square with a street nigga is just unrealistic, because unless the street nigga just a fucking clown, but a square dude would have sense enough not to even mess with a dude like that, a grimy nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they two opposite people with two opposite directions and two opposite moral characters. So what would they click on? They wouldn't click on nothing. So what it is, they making Joe to be this perfect square guy, but in real life, a character like Joe would be a grimy. He might not sell dope, but he would be into some shit. He would still be a grimy dude. So that's the flaw that they made with the character Joe. They made him like a straight up square good guy, moral fiber, moral code. No, a street nigga, a dope dealer nigga would not feel comfortable with hanging with this dude. Would not want to be with this dude, because they would think, "Oh, he'll snitch. He gonna tell." Just like with Shane. That shit unrealistic. Shane is a dope boy. Street nigga. He would not trust this nigga Joe to keep his mouth closed. So Shane is a dumbass motherfucker in his storyline to even be trusting this nigga Joe. Joe is a stupid motherfucker to even be fucking with this nigga Shane. You see what I'm saying? And this is not a realistic relationship. A realistic relationship is that, okay, I'm Joe. I got a nigga that sell dope. I don't sell dope, but I'm down to try to get some money off my nigga selling dope. So that's a realistic situation. Like, Joe would be a grimy nigga, like, trying to get it. He might not sell dope, but he down for the cause. He into some other shit that's kind of grimy. He may have a 9 to 5, but the nigga down to do some dirt. Okay, he's just not no straight up square nigga that ain't down to do no dirt. Niggas like Joe in real life is down to do some type of dirt. That's why they would even fuck with a nigga like Shane or a nigga like Ray. Come on, dog. Angels don't fuck with devils. The shit don't mix. So that was a script flaw in that, in Rafe's script, how he wrote Joe, how he's writing Joe to be some square ass nigga, 9 to 5 good nigga. Nah, dog. That ain't even realistic. Kane persona don't add up also. 1 minute, when we first got introduced to Kane was finna go rob a motherfucking store. A nigga that'll rob a store will not be a pussy, dog. Come on. Niggas, if you got balls enough to rob a motherfucking store, to risk your life, to risk your freedom, I don't consider you a pussy. I really don't. So how the fuck? Okay, that's what I'm saying. This don't make sense. You willing to go to jail for some money to feed your fucking kid, to see your kid, or you need some money that bad to go to jail, right? You willing to die or go to prison because you need money. So you willing to rob a motherfucking store because you need money. But then at the same time, you let a motherfucker with no gun take your money. How that make sense? That's a character fucking malfunction. That's a fucking that oxymoron. That don't make no sense whatsoever. Make no sense. That's a contradiction of character. You can't be a pussy and want money so bad where you willing to rob a motherfucking store, but you not willing to stand up for yourself when a nigga rob your money, and then you let another nigga take your money. When you willing to risk your life for this money and you gonna let another nigga take it? Come on, dog. Mister wouldn't be taking shit if Kane's character was not contradictory. If Kane was true to his character, Mister wouldn't be able to take shit from this nigga. You see what I'm saying? You willing to rob a nigga, but you let a nigga just take your $100? Come on, man. And you give a nigga piggyback rides after you finna go rob, motherfucker? Come on. So that was a character flaw, script flaw about Rafe and that. And like I said, Rafe's son and Miz. Rafe is in season 2. Rafe making Miz looking more like a better male instead of an alpha. Rafe is establishing himself as the supreme alpha of the two and making Miz looking more like a beta now. I don't like that. And they need to go and kill Ronaldo already. This guy, he need to hurry up. They need to hurry up and just kill him off, man, because he ain't fitting with the show to me. He ain't fitting in with the show. So, but yeah, if they straighten up that and start focusing on like 3 scenarios, all they need to focus, like, they need to go back to season 1 and just copy the blueprint. Focus on, like, I think season 1 focused probably on like 3 major scenarios. It was the Ty and Shane situation. It was the Miz and Jamaican situation. And you had the Chopper and Rafe situation with Black. And the China plug situation. But that could be like, you know, You can give us a little bit of that. That's like 4 scenarios, or really 3.5, I would say. Focus on 3 scenarios and keep that shit rocking. And the violent scenes can be better. Go back to season 1 and just y'all need to go back to the drawing board to see what made y'all successful. But other than that, man, I'm still watching the show because I still have hope for the show. The show's still good. It's not as good as season 1. If season 1 is an A, season 2 is a 83, 84 B. 83, 84 B. It's still good. It could be a lot better. They, do some editing to the script, and make some, some suggestions. Keep in mind of some suggestions that I made, and think you will have another hot show. And I just think season 2 is losing its buzz. I don't think the hip hop community is really into season 2, because if you notice, in every episode, the view count is getting lower and lower. So they're gonna have to go back to the blueprint, man, and just get gritty with that shit again. And that's been it for me, man. But I still love Money and Violence season 2. A lot of us fans, we still loving it. We still on that shit. We still, that shit is like crack. We need our fix. So you still got something good. You can improve. Like I said, like of the suggestions that I made, I think it could be better. But other than that, man, I'm still a diehard fan, man. And that's pretty much it for me. Peace.